If you're trying to use a tool like Melodyne to fix your voice, then you are approaching it all wrong. Tuning should be about revealing and amplifying the emotion that's already there, not trying to fix all the problems. I'm going to show you some tips and tricks and pitfalls to avoid that I learned from assisting a Grammy-nominated music producer doing vocal production. Let's jump on in. So the very first problem that we need to just address when it comes to Melodyne is that there's way too many ways to mess with your vocal. Not only can you just change the pitch of anything, you can change all the timing from stretching it. You can do a time handle tool, which is going in the actual note itself and moving little pieces in there. You can separate your notes into a million different places. You can change the format. You can do all kinds of things. Melodyne is a great tool, but it's giving you way too many options to ruin your voice. So the 80-20 principle of Melodyne that's going to work for 90% of your vocals, it's going to be your pitch tool and your note separation tool. That's it. You can skip your format, your amplitude tool, your time tool. Don't even touch it. You can use your main tool if you want, because it's kind of like a multi-purpose tool. But I always switch between the time and the separation tool. Now, how are we going to use this? Well, tuning is all about using your ears, and it's a super tedious process. There is no such thing as global editing when it comes to editing, in my opinion. If you're using a tool, it's a one-click shop and it's done, you're probably not going to be getting a result that's really that good. Tuning takes a forensic look at the audio and being patient. All right, so let's listen to this vocal track and I'll show you some of the things that I did to preserve the naturalness of the performance, and then you can take these tips and try it on your own. Beautiful, my love. There's gardens enclosed, but outside its gates I'll wait for. Okay, so let's see what I actually did to this vocal track. We'll undo all the changes. So this is how it sounded before. Beautiful, my love. There's gardens enclosed, but outside its gates I'll wait for. So it's got some problems in it. Now look at when I put the tuning back on, what notes are changing and what's not. As you can see, it's all of the main parts that I'm touching of the melody. All the scoops, the drifts, everything else I'm mainly leaving alone. There are a few times where I will touch it, but it's not very often. That's the character of the voice, and this is what I have an issue with like auto-tune or other types of plugins where it just corrects in real time, is that it messes with everything. So do not tune the scoops, do not tune the drifts. And if you're finding yourself really having to go in and you're thinking you need to adjust, the attack speed, the timing within the note, then I would probably just encourage you to re-record your vocal. Another thing that may remove the naturalness of your performance is by hard tuning everything. So let's just select the notes that I know I've tuned. I did not hard tune these. Watch this. See how they still snap into place? I go through and I just place the note where I think it's pretty close to being on pitch, but not hard tuned. I want to avoid any unnaturalness within the vocals. So going through and just doing it manually, I find is the best way. Another challenge with tuning a Melodyne is just by looking at the blobs and not looking at the line. You can adjust where the cuts are, and that will sometimes affect where the line lies and where the amplitude of the line lies. And if you see anything interesting, a little hiccup right here, that's an indicator that Melodyne did not get the note right. So that's a good idea of where you're gonna use your note separation tool to cut. But I would avoid going in and just making a ton of cuts into your audio, unless if you really need to. And another thing with Melodyne is vibrato. While you do have a tool to be able to reduce or increase vibrato, I find that leaving it alone is the best thing to do, but understanding how to tune vibrato is very key. Because vibrato goes up and down, I don't have a huge vibrato swing. If you were to hard tune a vibrato note, sometimes that will actually push your note sharp or flat. So you're going to want to look at where the center of your vibrato is. Where that center line is, that's what you're aligning to the pitch line. So again, way too many tools in Melodyne. You're probably overdoing it. Only try to hit the notes you're trying to hit within the melody of the song and try to leave the rest of it untouched. When it comes to moving notes up, you are going to have to adjust this connection to make sure that your transitions stay natural, and always check your work. Once you're done tuning, undo all of your changes and listen to the original performance, and then go and listen to the tune performance and make sure that you're not introducing any unwanted artifacts. If you do this throughout your entire vocal performance, you're going to get a really natural and great sounding vocal that doesn't sound tuned. And then you have the entire playing field of plugins and processing to further affect your vocal, knowing that the core of the performance has its emotion intact. So let me know in the comments below if you're somebody who overused Melodyne before, and if you're going to change your ways. Don't worry, I sometimes still overdo Melodyne. You're amongst a friend. Yeah, let me know in the comments, say hello. Have a good one.